Click the links to join the channel here over at SubScribe. So the thing with celebrities and people in general, I don't know when this started, and the lifestyles of the rich and famous, is oversharing personal information. This guy gets into his article and he's talking about his prior chemical use and mental issues. And I'm reading this like, you're just an actor in a show. And I mean, everyone goes through the same stuff for sure, but you don't need to tell us about it. This is kind of some things you can play those cards close to the chest. I feel like everybody is sharing way too much information. Anyway, so this star, Alan Ritchson, baffled at religious support for Donald Trump. He's a struggle snugglist, alleged, and a con man. Well, to that, how many other big business people could also be called con men? And if you're saying that as a legal judgment, then you've got to have proof of that. And how many other politicians how did Nancy Pelosi get worth $200 million? You get the idea with that. You look at these people. Oh, insider trading. Oh yeah. Okay, then maybe it's kind of, at this point, it's just deck chairs on the Titanic to point out one politician. Anyway, entire Christian church seems to treat him like he's their poster child. I don't know about that, but I think people recognize, it is pathetic. Sorry if you're a Trump fan or a Biden or a Hillary fan, that from 2016, it's like those were the options, Trump and Hillary, and then Trump and Biden. It's like, that's really the best the country can come up with. That's pretty pathetic. But for sure, you can look at what's going on now. And even if you're on the left, you got to look at Trump and please get back in office. The price of groceries is killing people. So, there's people in Hollywood are not worrying about the price of gasoline or the price of everything else. It's like this doesn't affect them. So the Hollywood actor says some dumb things because it seems like these people, I don't know if they're dumb or if they've just been in an echo chamber for so long they have no idea what the real world is like. So this show, if I remember correctly, is based off of a series of books that I read all of, and they were just stupid amounts of over-the-top fun, kind of like Tom Clancy, Clive Cussler type of just ridiculousness. And Tom Cruise did a horrible movie based on one of the... actually, I think a few of the guys' books were made into movies. The thing is, Tom Cruise wasn't right for the role. He's a fine actor, but actually, Tom Cruise has had a history of Eyes Wide Shut, and what was the other one he did? The one where he keeps repeating the line, he's a doctor because he's trying to ground himself into reality. Was that Eyes Wide Shut with Nicole Kidman? But he did another one. Was it Vanilla Sky? I think so. He did two movies that kind of. I wonder if Tom Cruise himself is down the rabbit hole a little bit. And credit to the director for Eyes Wide Shut. He passed away afterwards. Maybe flew a little too close to the flame. Anyway, this actor is actually really good for the role because his body suits what the character's supposed to look like. But he does an interview, and I mean, how many of these interviews can you read and watch before you just go, oh, you know what? I think I'm done with TV and Hollywood and movies and streaming shows in total. Just turn it off one day. I think a lot of people are going to get to that point. The thing is, he seems to forget who his audience is, which, if I had to guess, is probably more Trump supporters than not watching these kind of action adventure stuff. And he says some stupid things about Trump, not that he's right or wrong, but all those are allegations of criminal activity, moral turpitude that have to be proven, and you're just saying them like, oh, he's a struggle snugglist. What? Well, we all saw that woman's testimony. I forget her name. Norma Jean or something like that. And like she's clearly mentally ill, and the judge gave her an award because he was an anti-Trump guy. It's like that was political. Nobody takes her seriously. Nobody believes Trump even knew who she was. And I don't think Trump really even gives vibes of attacking women like that. And because believe it or not, when you're really wealthy and famous, it's not that hard to get chicks. Anyway, so he says some stupid things about Trump, but also nobody really wants to hear a grade B actor in a grade B show insult the guy who, in comparison to Biden, looks like a very stable genius. Just how many video clips of Biden do you need to see before, you look at the left wing and goes, I know you're voting for him. He's probably going to get in because one way or the other, he's going to get in. You're going to get I mean, we're all in the same boat together, unfortunately. But like, you're gonna get everything you deserve when Biden gets that second term, or what's it? His sidekick takes over, and once he gets elected, he'll probably step down, and the sidekick will step up. Anyway, some more actors need to consider just shutting the f up, but they won't. They'll continue to say the dumbest things on earth. I forgot some of these streaming shows are still going. Wait, that's Warner Brothers. He's done. Okay, I guess I was thinking everything is Disney. But they won't. They just continue to say the dumbest things from their ivory towers and gated communities. He also seems to have Trump derangement syndrome. And then that's the second part of the article, is he's talking about his TDS and, the people who leave social media, but they give like a long paragraphs and paragraphs of why they're leaving social media. And, how many followers did this guy have on social media? It's a streaming show. That's kind of, that's definitely grade B or grade C in terms of Hollywood. And he's going off about how Twitter has got hate speech. It's like, free speech? Are you saying you're scared of free speech? And that's the dumbest thing he says. And he quotes this guy that the left will occasionally quote, Popovic, who was a communist globalist authoritarian, whose argument was that as long as his side is in power, it's necessary to censor any dissenting opinion. But if the other side's in power, then they must tolerate free speech until the Bolsheviks get into power, so then they can censor. Like, the Hugo Boss are fighting for free speech and to protect your kids. Like, most people go, sign us up. Censorship is a bad idea because you're giving a third party the ability to control the narrative simply by deciding what speech is allowable. They'll just call your speech hatred, and their speech will be called, good. Censorship is a childlike argument that, there is a contingent of people on the left who know that the far, like Brianna Wu and the Rock were just recently talking about it. They know the far left is getting into really dangerous waters, just in the terms of repeating history with 100 million people starved to death. And if you're on the left, like, this is the time for you to speak up, to try to move the window a little bit to the right. And credit to Wu and Rock for coming out and like the Rock surprised me by saying that. And the left wing goes, oh, he's just pandering for right wing to please Hollywood. And you look at these left wing people and you think Hollywood is right wing? Are you? Where? Mel Gibson is the one person that people can name for being a base Chad. Anyway, the thing is, there's no need to watch anything coming out of Hollywood, and the same goes for video games and pretty much anything in the pop culture. The people who make all these things are absolutely horrible. Oh, and people are getting triggered over a video game. Some guy ran there's a back shot side of a girl with no butt in baggy pants, and he runs it through an AI and gives her a butt. And these soy boys and cat ladies are losing their freaking mind on social media. And they go, that was their argument is one of them. It's somebody printed out a list of the 12 things they say. It's like incel, touch grass. They just repeat themselves. But one of them was respect the artist's original intent. And you look at, to not hypersexualize a character by giving her a rear end. And you look at it like, but you guys are the ones who remake every story and race swap it. It's like, oh, it's different because, like Popovic said, it's different when we do it. No, it's just, that's the inner authoritarian of these people coming out. My point was, there's no need to support any of these people because they drink human blood. They make child sacrifices to Moloch on islands. Oh, that doesn't happen. Yeah, that island actually happened. Well, they weren't hurting kids. Well, yeah, they were. Got me there. The thing is, it's all propaganda one way or the other. So what he said, church. He's honestly, he just sounds like he's got a screw loose, which is weird that he's in this. The funny thing is, I was reading some of these interviews with the WWE wrestlers, and a lot of them are in the same kind of perspective where a lot of it feels pharmaceutically enhanced. Like these people are on something when they're giving these interviews because it's just, they're so in a different world with the stuff they're talking about. Anyway, F all these people. Oh, free speech absolutists. And then it goes, knowing some of the cups are going to be poisoned and insisting we all partake in the feast together will not bode well for all of us. So you're saying between two people talking, you want a third party to decide what speech is allowable. That's insane. Two adults don't need a censor, and this is something Europe is going to have to be fighting for, because you really can't have censorship. You have to have free speech. We cannot be tolerant of everything. That's the tolerance paradox from that just means the party in power won't tolerate the party out of power. That's a child could look at that argument. Like, surely you see this, right? And apparently there's a lot of people who don't want. If you have better ideas, you want that open marketplace because your ideas will win. You want a platform, and you want to talk to people, and you want a cross-examination. You want dialogue and debate. When you have bad ideas that can't be defended, you need censorship. And it's like, the past 5 years should have shown you that. Anyway, F all these people in the A, and C on their T's. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next episode.